What up, folks? Your boy Koopa Magic here, and as I promised, this is the next color for the One Piece TCG Limited Battles, my Max Blue deck. This deck took a little longer for me to get uploaded because I did a lot more testing. It took me a lot more testing with Blue, basically. That's long story short. It took me a lot more testing to get a deck that I felt most comfortable with. You're gonna see some, and like any deck that I've posted so far, there have been some choices that I've made that is not the usual that you usually see around. But again, I've made these choices to make sure the deck doesn't brick as much. There's been times when certain cards, which I'll get to, I had to go down because it basically bricked too much, or it didn't feel comfortable. So let's just go through it. So first off, of course, you definitely have your law blocker, standard for the deck. Gotta have your blockers, right? Easy. Of course, Kuma. I went 4 of Kuma because it allows you to look at the top 3 cards and return it to the top and bottom in the order that you choose. Anytime you get to search or actually place things in a certain way that you choose it to be in, that's always good. You want to be able to search in this deck and get to the pieces that you need to start going off, which we'll get to more later. So definitely 4 of that. This is where it's weird. I've actually put in 2 Jinbei, just so you can have some more counter in this deck, and at the same time, when I had to take out certain pieces because they caused the deck to brick, I replaced them with things that, 1, have a counter, and 2, I wanted to be able to always be able to play something from my hand. If each hand that I got. If I got a hand that was fully bricked or was messed up to where I really couldn't play anything, I redid the deck and tried something else. So these things are in the deck for that reason. So this way, it is always something you can play. You don't feel like it doesn't break as nearly as much as most other decks. Because I tried different decks, I tried my own deck. So this is why he's in there. It's just to be a good, balancer to everything else that's going in the deck. Because a lot of the cards in the blue deck, they can be high, they get up there. So I definitely went into Jinbei. Next, of course, probably a centerpiece to this deck, Sentomaru, who allows you to pull the packs from the deck. Basically, you want to be able to pull the packs from the deck with this card. Whenever you see this card, you always feel good. So pretty much a heavy hitter of the deck, a main card of the deck. Being able to pull and place an immediate threat on the board off of this card, with this card on board as well, it feels great. You want to see it as much as possible, which is why it's at 4. An absolute. Here it is again. I put in actually 3 Edward Weevils because again, this goes with, I like the fact that it actually costs 3 and it's 5,000 power. So, and I also just want counter 1,000. Again, I know like people just don't like seeing vanillas because they want to see all effect cards, but sometimes you need that balancer. Trust me, try the deck out and you'll understand. You'll start seeing that you just have hands to work with constantly. As long as you shuffle well, gotta shuffle the deck well. A lot of people don't shuffle your deck well. I mean, put it, go off 4s and shuffle the deck well, and it'll work out. It'll make sense once you play. Again, some people may not like that, but it worked for me. Of course, I got 4 of Boa Hancock because anytime you have more blockers, great. Plus, she's a counter 1,000. So if you don't use her as a blocker, she's at least a counter. But every deck, for the most part, plays at least for her. I have no issues playing it. It's always great to just, have this on board, Sentomaru on board with a pack, and then having a blocker or 2, and just going in, getting the attacks in, blocking when you need to block, put another blocker down, etc. It's great. I got 4 Geckos in this deck. Again, Gecko allows you to do recycle and pull stuff from the trash. So you can recycle something, that costs 4 or less. So you can get a Sentomaru, you can get a blocker if you need to. Just a great resource. I've seen some decks that play this at 3. I feel like, to keep the deck moving, effectively, I played it at 4 and it worked. So next, of course, the packs. So you want to keep your packs at 4. That's an automatic. That goes with Sentomaru. Um, I played 3 Mihawks because I tried to play Mihawk at 4, but it felt like it was like um it felt like I always seemed to, yeah, a lot of times some people don't play Mihawk because you get the counter 2000, which is great, but I feel like this deck is different. You kind of want to try to be aggressive with Sentomaru and with the packs. And yeah, a lot of times if your hand is not that good, you can use a Mihawk to allow yourself to attack and trash and draw 2 cards. So that's good being able to draw, but the overall deck, the way it works with playing for Mihawk, it clogged more. If that makes sense. It bricked more. When I brought this down to just 3, the deck started moving and it actually started. My hand started getting a lot better when I drew them. So I don't know why, but it worked for me. Again, a lot of people probably play this at 4 mainly for the counter 2000. I get it, but again, this deck moves a lot smoother when it was at 3. So I said, okay, I'll leave it there. 4, Teach. Teach is great, allows you to pop off a lot of things in red, pop up a lot of things and pop off some things in green. So 4 of that. Sorry. I played 2 of the Crocodile Supers, the blockers. I don't really see a reason to play this at 4. Like whenever I got this card, there were some times I actually didn't even use it. Like I used it if I needed it, but there were also some times where I was just like, man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wish this was something else. I know that sounds crazy, but it really didn't work as effective as I thought it did at 4. I said, this is way too much at 4. This is no way you can play this at 4. I mean, you can play if you want to, but this is definitely a 2 up. There's no reason to play more than 2 of these. Then of course, another crazy thing is that might affect some people and not is I play only 3 Doflamingos. Basically, when I did play 4 brick, I'll get like two in hand at the beginning of the turn, mulligan, get 2 or something. I don't know what it is about playing this at 4, but I bricked and bricked and bricked. So I basically say, you know what? I don't want to play less than 3. So I'll try 3, but I definitely don't want to play less than 3. So I played 3 and it worked. Again, but taking away a Doflamingo, I put in like a vanilla, a lower cost vanilla, something like that, to kind of basically balance the deck, and it worked. That's why I have certain vanillas to replace certain, the Mihawk, the 4th Mihawk was a vanilla. Now is now a vanilla. The 4th Doflamingo is now a vanilla. So the lower cost vanilla. So that's why I have those vanillas in there. Next up, I only play 2 thrust pack cannons. You have so much, you have a lot of ways to basically bounce back in this deck already. I don't think you need more than 2 of these in the deck. Yeah, it allows you to 3 or less, and of course it has a good trigger, but I don't think you need more than 2 of these. Of course, level up being, you kind of you gotta use it. I mean, it's basically one of your ultimate defense in a deck besides the blockers. So being able to counter with 4,000 power and then drawing card if you're at 3 cards or less, too good. So absolute 4 for your defense, you need it. And then lastly, of course, Sables at 4, because again, anytime where you can pop, return a character 7 costs or less to your hand. So keep in mind, not only do you can use it against your opponent, you can use it against yourself. So a lot of times, if you want to, or you have proper control of the board already, you can pop a Doflamingo back into your hand and use Doflamingo's ability again. You can pop a Gekkomoria if you need to. You can pop a Kuma if you want to. You just have choices besides your opponent as well. So keep in mind, use it against yourself sometimes if you need to use certain on play abilities again. So that's a must at 4. But folks, that is the deck there. I hope this helps you. Again, this is just my opinion. It is not me saying it's the best blue, but it is the max blue for me, and it is the most consistent for me, and that I play test a lot. Of course, finally, purple is coming up next. I know a lot of times, I know right now a lot of you are getting ready because it is this week. It's basically this coming up weekend. So be prepared, start testing now. I'm gonna try to get that next video, the purple up, probably sometime, let's see, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But I'm gonna try to get up as fast as possible for everyone. But anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked anything, please drop a like. If you want to see more, then drop a sub. And then I appreciate all the likes. I've been getting a lot of great support to the channel, so please keep it coming. And I will see you when I see you. Take care. Peace.